I stand here today and look back at all the moments when I thought for sure life would get the best of me. I now raise my head proudly, knowing that I can and will succeed in anything that I put my mind to. My name is Stephanie Carroll. 10 years ago, my older brother, my best friend, and my confidant was hit by a drunk driver. The one who encouraged me to succeed died. And in my grief, I dropped out of school. A year later, I found out I was pregnant at the age of 16. I had never been around an infant before, and now I was having one of my own. The disappointment from family and the scrutiny from friends were hard to bear, but I held my head high, and I did what I thought was right. 8 months later, I brought my son into this world. Ironically, the baby kept me from going down a path of self-destruction. Not long after that, I discovered I was pregnant again, this time with a beautiful baby girl. And 6.5 years ago, my son was diagnosed with autism. I was 19 years old at the time and devastated, to say the least. The doctors told me not to expect too much, but I couldn't accept that. I held on to the belief that both of my children could grow up and be anything that they put their minds to. I held on to that belief because it was all that I had left. I fought hard for my son, and after memorizing the Parents' Rights booklet, I got him into every program that I possibly could. I worked with him every single day, and even got my daughter to work alongside us. 6.5 years of pushing my children to their absolute limits. Years of having schools trying their hardest to give me the runaround. I can now say that my son went from being on the low-functioning end of the autism spectrum to the high-functioning end. One day, about 3 months ago, my children and I began a discussion about the importance of an education. In the middle of this discussion, my daughter said she didn't want to go to college, and my son quickly agreed with her. I put my head down and sighed, and then I asked them why they thought this way. They explained to me that I had never gone to college, that I had never even graduated high school, and that I had managed to do just fine and was even able to buy them most of the things that they asked for. I suddenly realized that I couldn't sit there and be a hypocrite. If I wanted my children to continue succeeding in their lives, if I wanted them to grow up knowing that they can be whatever they want to be, just like I know they have the ability to do, I must first lead by example. The very next day, I called Rio Salado College to inquire about the adult education classes. The prospect of going back to school after 10 years was terrifying. Still, I attended the Student Success Seminar, asking questions and participating. Afterwards, I began the GED classes. I developed a routine. I walked my children to school, then I walked home and got myself ready for school. I caught 2 public buses to this location. I absorbed as much information as I could, and then I took 2 more buses home at the end of class. Each day I was greeted with welcoming smiles and words of encouragement from the entire staff. My instructors, Carroll for the Student Success Seminar and Patricia Camden for the GED class, are 2 women I will forever hold in the highest regard. They both took time with me and with all of their students for that matter, encouraging, supporting, and pushing us all to recognize and realize our potential. Without them, I would have been lost. I am pleased to report that today, both of my children make straight A's on their report cards. The little boy that so many doctors said that I should not expect too much out of made honor roll last month. On top of that, I received my GED diploma in the mail less than 2 weeks ago. I pulled it out of the envelope and saw for the first time in my life my name under the word diploma. I didn't know whether to cry or jump for joy. I did both. My children and I had another conversation following my experience at Rio about the importance of an education. Only this time, my children were only too happy to tell me that they wanted to go to college, just like Mommy. I intend to put my nose in the books, absorb as much education as I can, push my own limits, and lay a foundation for a career that I can build on for the rest of my life, and at the same time, inspire my children to do the same. I will always thank Rio Salado College for making that possible.